Racing broke the Jetta last week. We return to the scene of the crime, but this time with the 87 Cup cars. The Stars Figure 8 Series is on the air. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you, joined with me by my partner in crime, the man from the Great White North himself in the production truck, Mr. Kevin Cunha. And Kevin, this is going to be fun. This looks like so much fun right now.
I am so happy that they're using these cars. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that we've had a chance to broadcast anything with the 87 Cup cars, and just the fact that these cars aren't really made to turn right and left as quickly as they're going to make them tonight. This just looks like fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whoa, look at it. Look at it get up on two wheels there. The number 35 of Mark Buskey.
Driving the old Terry Labonte tribute scheme. But, one of the things that I have noticed is that, iRacing doesn't really have a true road course setup for this car because the lead weights that they put in the frame rails of these things, unfortunately, these cars are still weighted to go around an oval track, so they're going to be a whole lot more stable through the left-hander than they are through the right-hander.
Right.
Yeah, and it was the same thing that we saw when they ran the late models a couple weeks back. Definitely something to be mindful of, and we're not going to we're not going to really be able to see somebody really charge it through the right-hander. But
look at that two-wheeling it around.
Oh yeah. And new name to the fray tonight. Well, new name to the broadcast, but definitely an old name that has been racing with this group for quite a while. Pennsylvania Posse member himself, the 16 of Mr. Thomas Powell, making his return to the fray. So good to see Tom back with everything. Dave Lugie from the greater New England area making the return with the 87 Cup cars. And of course the young lady from the Pacific Northwest herself, Miss Layla Wilson, Western New York's Mike Main, and Indiana's Joe Cowan. And don't ask me where Mark Buskey's from, I have no idea. Somewhere in the Cadillacs.
These folks look like they're having a ton of fun in these 87s, just tearing up the tarmac. Everybody's jamming into that back little parking spot there.
Oh yeah, they're getting ready to launch these things. So yeah, there we go. Looks like blockbuster paint scheme on the 87 Alugi tonight. Cowan driving a custom paint scheme. And Layla Wilson driving for, if I can read that right, KDFK?
KDJK.
KDJK.
With the thanks mom on the bumper. Or on
absolutely.
The tailgate.
So kind of a short track special kind of car for Wilson. And looks like Powell running a Superflow inspired paint scheme. And Mike Main, of course, running the John Deere. Which, of course, beats trying to run a Deere John. So, there's that.
They're all very good-looking paint schemes. I know that much.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Got a full packed audience here, which is nice.
Very much so. Always good to see a packed grandstand. Is got about 8 minutes left now. I do want to inform everybody that unfortunately this will be our last Stars Figure 8 broadcast. It's been great. Kevin, I know you and I have had a ton of fun up in the booth watching these folks do what they do. And, just amazing competition week in and week out. And they're going out with a bang as of sorts this week.
Absolutely. I mean, I, will always remember Layla Wilson as the person who, showed me that what clean figure eight racing is and how fun it can be, because I've only ever seen or heard of it, to be honest, in the 13th week ridiculousness of iRacing. So seeing them do it week in and week out, they have some fun before and after and love to launch the cars and whatnot. But when the green flag gets, waved, they get down to business, and it's just terrific.
As the old saying goes, when the green flag drops, the BS stops.
Exactly.
That's one thing I do have to commend everybody that runs with the Stars League, be it the Figure 8 League on Thursday nights or the their Monday night short track series, that they use the 87 Cup cars on. They will not run a track bigger than 1 mile. As a matter of fact, the biggest track they run is the Phoenix Mile. Everything else is under that distance for track length, and they do that every Monday night. They have a dirt league that they do on Tuesday nights, and tomorrow they are making the return of my favorite series ever in all of iRacing, in the history of everything. Crash Cars making a return. They're at Nashville Fairgrounds tomorrow night, and Layla Wilson putting one up in the air. As got about 5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Now this is joint practice and qualifying, so open qual, so you can tune on the car, make sure you've got your set where you're going to be happy with it and be able to drive it for 50 laps. They are doing 50 laps tonight, by the way. So that's something that's going to be very, very fun.
I'm very curious to see how these cars hold up, over 10 laps, let alone 50. So.
Well, it all depends on how much poo comes out when you put it through the right-hander up on 2 wheels and Joey Chit with it.
Absolutely.
But if you do want to get involved with this league, and I highly suggest, if you're looking for a fun, relaxed, competitive league, Stars is where you want to be. STARS, Short Track Auto Racing Series. You can find them in the iRacing Leagues page. You can find them on their Facebook page, and you can find them in the Discord server. Once you're in the league, you're more than welcome to join the Discord, where they do a lot of tire talk, shall we say. But just a fun group of people to be around, and Kevin, I'll be straight with you. Word came down from the higher ups, and I've been heartbroken since that decision came down, and I finally had tears in my eyes when I broke the news to Layla tonight that this was going to be our final broadcast.
Yeah, no, it's been quite enjoyable for me. So
it's been quite enjoyable.
We'll miss it for sure.
Absolutely, but the good news is that is going to free up a little bit of time for everybody. And again, the higher ups have already got us booked for next week. And the announcement will be coming on our webpage, which you can find in the video description below, esbnofficial.com. So stay tuned to that for the announcement coming for what's coming next week. Actually, it'll be coming 2 hours earlier than this, as well as some other things that are in the works, shall we say. So, also don't forget to visit our Teespring store. With the holidays coming, nothing says I love you like your own ESBN coffee mug or face mask or throw pillow or hoodie, and support the channel that brings you the action. Also, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications, and tell your friends about it, because we are inching ever closer to Tattoo Day. 1,500 subscribers on YouTube, and I believe it was 2,000 on Facebook. We've already hit the Facebook mark. We're still waiting on the YouTube subscribers. So head on over to the YouTube portion of the video. And those of us that are, that started the channel, Sam Cooper Bennett, myself, Kevin Paskowitz has actually thrown his hat into the ring, because Kevin was one of the first announcers that we brought aboard. And Byron Rodney, we've all agreed that once we reach those milestones, the four of us are actually going to get the ESPN logo tattooed somewhere on our body. And I know Sam Cooper Bennett is vehemently against doing it, but we're going to let the fan base decide where he gets his tramp stamp tattoo. Should it be a tramp stamp? Should it be on the upper shoulder, the arm? Where is Sam Cooper Bennett going to get his tattoo placed? And I've already told everybody that when I go to get mine, I will be doing a live feed on our Facebook side, denoting that, hey, here we go. Here's the logo. So that is coming up. We are inching ever closer. So again, like, favorite, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. And while you're in the live chats tonight, let us know who you're pulling for. Relatively close times for the top three. Before Tom Powell started zero Fs given, Layla Wilson, Dave Luigi, and Tom Powell were all less than half a tenth from each other. Let me say that again, less than half a tenth. And yes, math majors, get your hate mail coming. Don't really care anymore. Tom Powell took the shortcut to try to get to the launch zone. But Layla Wilson setting the official quick time right now of a 21:137 is going to put her in a very familiar starting spot for her up on the front row. Dave Luigi, 20 thousandths behind her. He's going to be starting in third. Mike Main in fourth. Mark Buskey in fifth. And Joe Cowan going to be starting in sixth. So bigger field tonight than we normally do have. And, I mean, these cars are just so much fun to watch. As the field's starting to grid up, the only thing that's left to do is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, and Grandpa, trick or treat. It's time to get it on at Irwindale. They're pacing tonight, so that's going to be fun. And it looks like Tom Powell going to the tail end of the field. So that's going to put Dave Luigi up on the point. So Luigi, Wilson, Main, Buskey, Cowan, and Powell but we've all seen it before, time and time again. Joe Cowan, not the qualifying specialist. Watch for him to climb his way through the field. Mark Buskey, not the qualifying specialist. Watch for him to climb his way through the field. As looking for the pace car to peel on off here, they're going to do one more lap under pacing. Luigi going to have control of the field in the Blockbuster video number 87. And for those of you who are too young to remember what Blockbuster was Netflix before Netflix was a thing. As a matter of fact, they had the opportunity to buy Netflix at one point and didn't know what was going on as they come out of the right-hander. Green flag in the air. We are underway for 50 laps at Irwindale. Luigi with the nose out front right now as Buskey all over the back bumper of Wilson. And, high side into the wall. Buskey's going to lose some spots. Cowan has to take evasive action, dives it down into the infield, cuts back out, drops down to the tail end of the field. Give that lap to Wilson by half a second as Luigi got it all wrong going through the right-hander. He was bicycling as well. And Mike Main up into the number 3 slot. Into the right-hander they go. Wilson flirting with disaster, just barely keeping those right sides in contact with the ground. And she is hustling that car tonight. Luigi's got Main filling his rearview mirror right now. And Main gets a shot from Buskey. Just sends him right around coming out of the left-hander. Main high sides trying to get it turned back around. That almost ended poorly as here comes Joe Cowan. So Main and Cowan, the two Fords, going at it tonight. As Wilson continues to show the way, and she has a 2-second lead right now. The field's starting to get a little bit strung out.
Wilson spins it, allowing Luigi to get right up on her rear.
And we've got business in the crossroads. So Wilson now has a rearview mirror filled with that Blockbuster video number 87 of Dave Luigi. As Cowan gets it all wrong coming out of the right-hander. Wilson up on 2 wheels and just brushes the wall. That's going to let Luigi get by her. And here comes Powell as well. Luigi puts the power down, throws it into the left-hander. So Luigi, Wilson, Powell, your top 3 with a 7-second gap over Mark Buskey, who's got Mike Main all over his back bumper. And they are coming up to lap Joe Cowan. Cowan not having the run he was hoping for. These cars are not the easiest things to drive. As Powell gets under Wilson, she was struggling coming out of the right-hander again. She may have burned all the goodie off those bias ply Goodyear Eagles. As we got business starting to pick up in the crossroads again, as Main and Buskey just throwing bombs at each other. And here comes Powell to the inside of Luigi for the lead. Backs off not to really door him. They bang fenders coming through the left-hander. Side by side, all that beating and banging's let Wilson close right in.
Oh.
Buskey gives Powell a shove. Tokyo drift time for Thomas Powell as Wilson just annihilates a group of cones. Luigi shows the way. Wilson up into second. Powell going to try to battle back through the left-hander. Wilson shuts the door on the exit. And now they both got to work together to try to reel in Luigi. Luigi just flirting with disaster going into the left-hander, and you can see all the rubber these folks are laying on. Luigi gets it wrong coming out of the out of the right-hander. 3 wide across the stripe. Give that. Wilson stuffs it into the tires. 3 wide does not work. Oh man. And now we. That was ugly.
Yeah.
As right now, Luigi and Powell side by side, and Luigi spins Powell.
Just shoved him out of the way.
That was And what is going on in the crossroads? Mark Buskey lost power for a second there. That car completely cut off.
Luigi's out in front. Layla is remarkably back on the hunt.
Well, Busky lost power for a second there, and Joe Cowan got by him. He's got engine trouble. That car is not running the way that it should be. As the battle picking up again, Wilson back up on the back bumper of Luigi. Tire barrier or no tire barrier, she's got that car on rails tonight.
Absolutely.
And throwing cones at the guy. I'd like to be the poor guy that's got to go back out there and restack those cones every lap. As Mike Main sends it pit side, looks like not the night he was hoping for the 97 there. As they come up to put another lap on, I believe that's Cowan in the 81. Yes, it is.
And Layla takes the lead.
And Luigi gets it right back.
Yep.
Shoves her wide going through the left-hander. Side by side they come. Here we go down the short chute, and they've got Powell again all over them. As they go wide, Powell goes low. Wilson's going to have to concede the position as Powell throws the slide down. Luigi gets...
That
looked
Wilson,
intentional.
It did look intentional, and Wilson wiped right out, I think, by surprise.
Well, Powell had to go through Wilson to get the Luigi and just pile drove the guy.
Yeah.
And Luigi looks like he's having some handling problems coming through the right-hander. Got the car completely sideways, almost gets into main, getting it collected. And Wilson's going to have an uphill battle as she gives Joe Cowan a shot in the back bumper saying, "Hey, Joe, get out of my way." And finally he does on the exit of the right-hander. And...
Oh my goodness! We could only see it in her rear view mirror. Who was that?
That was Busky and Cowan, both eating hot garbage together.
Wow.
That was both impressive and ugly at the same time. And Cowan's going to have to take that thing pit side because he is smoking worse than the Grateful Dead concert right now. And Luigi goes that's Busky going pit side. Mike Main is back out. And the battle right now rages on for second place between Wilson and Luigi. As no quarter asked for, no quarter given between those two. Now, we've seen them run. They've run hard, but they've run clean. And
I think
Luigi gets a collect.
Nobody's leaving anything on the table tonight.
Oh, absolutely not. And Powell is just trying to run away with this thing, but they are reeling him in. Joe Cowan giving me a salute up in the booth. Back when I used to run with these guys for Crash Car, I used to yell out ARCA before I just hand grenaded somebody, and Cowan yells that in the in-sim chatter. So, Thomas Powell, 7 seconds to the good. Layla Wilson sits in second, and David Luigi starting to drift rearward right now. And you've got to wonder, as we are closing in on the halfway point, how many tires are going to be left here? So, Busky joining the fray again. And high sides it going into the right-hander.
Whoa.
And there it is.
Who
That was
that?
the 87 of Luigi, and Tom Powell just 0 Fs given by either one of them. And expect there to be sharp words after this one's over with. So, Powell, Wilson, Luigi, Main, Busky, Cowan, your running order. And I got to think David Luigi's got a lot of damage on that car right now. I take that back. Watch the birdie, folks, because it's about to get fun. This is going to be highlight reel stuff, I have a feeling. As Powell comes up to lap Luigi, the last car on the lead lap. And there it is. Just door checks him. And Mike Main's about to be an innocent bystander in this one, but he's going to be friendly. Oh! Swing and a miss. Powell knew it was coming, and Mike Main just, what are you doing, bud? To Dave Luigi, just throws the hip check on him, and we're like, dude, come on. And Wilson's in the pits.
I wondered where she went.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but she's in the pits. Probably not the happiest of campers right now because of what's going on.
No, this is very uncharacteristic of the clean races we've seen. However,
Actually, you know what? She just got new tires.
I did expect that with these cars, which do allow for a lot more and do invite a lot more bruising sort of driving.
Well, I mean, you think back to what was it, Richmond, the old Richmond Fairgrounds, Darrell Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt Sr. just wailing on each other all race long. Shades of Patty Yarbrough and Silver Fox, David Pearson. Shades of when they were running, and the Allisons just.
Oh, Wilson just got taken out by a very offline Mike Main.
Mike was trying to avoid her. He saw her coming. I don't think she saw him coming, though.
I see.
Because you do have that light barrier in the way.
Yep.
And it's a shorter way around coming out of the left-hander than it is the right-hander, so you can actually get a better shot at what's coming at you coming out of the left-hander, and you're almost blind coming out of the right-hander at times. As Wilson now has, that looks like Mark Buskey. That is not a battle for position. There is a lap separating those two. So current running order: Tom Powell showing the way. Layla Wilson sits in second. Mike Main got the undercut to an extent, as he was the first one to take it pit side and probably going to have to go back before this one's over. David Luigi just went into the pits. He is now 2 laps down. Mark Buskey has gone pit side after the meeting of the minds with Joe Cowan. He is 2 laps down, and unfortunately for Cowan, he is 7 laps down, not having the greatest night.
Thomas Powell is the leader, is in your lead lap. Layla Wilson is also 1 lap down from him. And because
she has gone pit side already, as we are 35 in the books.
She's presently
Powell.
trailing. There we go. She released the cone from her clutches.
Yes, as there's Powell going through the intersection, and there goes Wilson through the intersection in the opposite direction. And I dare say that if she keeps up the pace that she's setting, as you can see her there screaming, as Powell and Cowan getting into it now.
Oh my goodness, what is going on?
Oh!
What was that?
Are we getting a preview of tomorrow night early? As Powell finally going pit side, Wilson gets her lap back. Now the question is, can he get the new tires he's going to need before she can get back around? Because I believe this time across the stripe, Wilson should take the lead.
So Powell's pit side.
Wilson's now back on the lead lap. As is Mike Main, who is 8 seconds back from the boss lady. There's Main, there's Wilson. and Powell just got released from the pits. So we now have 4 cars back on the lead lap as Powell comes out of the pits screaming like a band. Oh,
And
that
Maine
looked healthy.
just got in it with Luigi.
No, that was Cowan.
Oh, that was Cowan.
Yeah, to add injury to the insult that has been Cowan's race tonight. And Mike Maine knows that he's smoking badly, going to take the John Deere crop duster back into the pits. Wilson now shows the way, 10 seconds to the good over Tom Powell. Luigi 5 seconds back, and Powell's going to have to be careful, because if Luigi gets another shot at him, he still has one coming.
Powell just rode up on the side of Joe Cowan and flipped himself around. His tires drove up the side door of the other car.
Oh, yeah, and Cowan, wow. Might just as well paint a bullseye on the side of that car, Joe. As Cowan has been hit by everything except the pace car tonight. So Wilson, 16 seconds to the good. That is Luigi in front of her, as we are 8 to go. Wilson, Powell, Luigi, you're only 3 cars on the lead lap, as I believe that was Powell just spun Cowan out again. Cowan waiting for him. And decides better of it, just toes that thing. And Wilson right all over the back bumper of Luigi. Now, again, that is to put Luigi a lap down. He brake checks her, and she obliges him and gives him the chrome horn. As what is going on with Buskey just parked? Buskey's up to something. Not sure why he's parked where he's parked.
That's very disconcerting.
As he's inching forward, this is not good? Question mark.
Very good avoidance by Layla as she continues chasing around.
Very good avoidance by everybody, as we are 5 to go.
Layla really trying to put Luigi a lap under, it seems.
And this is getting interesting in the crossroads. With Buskey parked there, and I'm thinking that car is completely dead.
Whoa! That just destroyed
and Layla Wilson
goes,
and she's on her lid. There goes the race for Wilson, as here comes Powell to take the lead. Wilson's got a tow. How to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory, as Luigi now up into second. Now, if he gets another shot at Powell, I guarantee you he's going to take it. As 3 laps to go, Tom Powell showing the way, 11 seconds to the good. As Luigi comes out of the right-hander, Powell shoots out of the left-hander. And it's good possibility they still could have a meeting of the minds. The only 2 cars on the lead lap. Wilson, unfortunately, is dropping like a stone right now down the running order. Mike Maine sits in third as he punts. That was Buskey. And Wilson finally released from the pits, and she's not going to be a happy camper, but it's going to be academic, as that is the white flag for Tom Powell. And nobody can get to him yet. So out of the right-hander he comes. down the straightaway for the final time. And he parks. What the hell? Okay.
Letting Layla go by.
That gives her one of her laps back. Cowan gets one of his laps back. There goes Buskey. And there goes the shot from Luigi to flip him. I don't know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, but this is kind of wild.
I believe they were trying to set up for a race to the finish. That's
Yeah,
my
that
guess.
didn't work.
And now it seems, well, we're finished.
Allegedly we're finished.
That was odd.
Well then,
So
this is going to be the most fun Victory Lane interview we've ever done, I think. As you know, we now need to talk to these folks and see what the hell is going on. As looks like Powell looking to back into the launch zone.
Are you not entertained? That was entertaining.
That was interesting to say the least.
Backing it in didn't seem to work, so he's going to get a little push.
And poof. Poofitation. So, and now we wait. As,
So there's your results. Thomas Powell.
Thomas Powell coming home with the victory. Dave Luigi, the only other car left on the lead lap, coming home in second. Mike Main in third. Layla Wilson, after getting flipped over, relegated to fourth. Mark Buskey, not the night he was hoping for, coming home in fifth. And Joe Cowan, you got to give the man credit. You know, driving one-handed and one-footed, due to being a stroke survivor. And I still say we need to get him a suicide knob for that steering wheel to make things a little bit easier on him. But Joe Cowan coming home in sixth place and getting hit by everything except the flagman's fist and the pace car tonight. So Cowan just might as well have painted a bullseye on the 81. So that was kind of yeah.
A little unfair, maybe.
Kevin, hold down the fort. I will be right back. I just need to ask a quick question up top.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed these last number of weeks, couple months. It's a really good crew. I've always watched the Discord, and you know, it's always I watched some of the old YouTube videos of their races, and it's a really good group of people. So you should look them up.
Absolutely, one of the best groups of people you're ever going to meet on the planet, and that's why it breaks my heart that you know, it's kind of taken out of my control, and you know, with action especially with action like that on track week in and week out. I mean, not the beating and banging portion, but the close competition and close quarters racing that we've gotten to you know, to bring every week for this league. Kevin, I'm definitely going to miss this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you two can get involved with the Stars League. Again, they run Monday nights with the 87 Cup cars on short tracks. So anything 1 mile and under, that's Monday nights. And there is a support division, and I believe it's the street stock. Don't quote me on that, though, because I've been known to be wrong before. Tuesday nights, they are doing a dirt league. And Thursday nights, of course, the Figure 8 League, which the Figure 8 League will be continuing, just unfortunately we will not be bringing you the action here on ESPN. But if you want to get involved in the action, definitely look them up. Stars, STARS, Short Track Auto Racing Series. You can find them in the iRacing Leagues page. You can find them in their on their YouTube or on their Facebook page, and you'll get access to their Discord server when everything, once you're involved in the league. Some of the nicest people on the planet, and I just popped up into the drivers chat room to see what was going on. They're all laughing. They're all laughing and having a great time up there. So I believe that's going to do it for us tonight. Tom Powell coming home with a victory. Dave Luigi for second. Mike Main in third. Layla Wilson, Mark Buskey, and Joe Cowan rounding out the field. For Mr. Kevin Cunyu, this is Tony Trapasso saying, remember, folks, as you walk down